Hello everybody, my name is Cyrus and welcome to Faniversity today. And for the next few days as I do parts, I'm going to be recapping X2 X-Men United. I don't know why it's such a long title, why not just call it X-Men United? X2 is kind of pointless in my opinion. I remember most of this from when I was little. I had to rewatch it twice because I edited this. Like I made the recap, wrote down my notes like 2 years ago, and so I had to rewatch this for Deadpool and Wolverine. So let's get started. First of all, this is the second project taking place in Earth 10005. We open with a tour in the White House, and Nightcrawler invades the whole place. It's actually a pretty cool scene. And I remember when the Morbius trailer came out, people thought it was a Nightcrawler movie. No, a Nightcrawler movie would be good, okay? And so eventually, Nightcrawler gets to the president and almost stabs him, but he gets shot. We get to see Logan, Hugh Jackman, again, and he's going to the lab where Xavier told him to go in the last movie. Then we see the X-Men Storm, Jean, and Cyclops, and then the students like Rogue, Bobby, and Pyro. They're on a field trip, and Jean, she's having headaches from the Phoenix Force. It's a little hint. Professor X is super powerful in this. He makes everybody in the room stop so he can talk to the X-Men, and then they get out of there. We go to the White House and we meet William Stryker, who is going to be important in X-Men Origins, and we meet Senator Kelly, who in the last movie was killed and replaced by Mystique. Stryker says that he found out the secrets of the X-Mansion and wants to get Magneto to tell him about Cerebro. Jean gets to see Logan again, and Cyclops is jealous. I just think that love triangles in any movie are really boring. So Cyclops, Jean, and Logan, that's probably the most boring thing you can get. We get to see Magneto come back, and he has a pretty cool prison. It's actually pretty cool. And Stryker comes in and he's like, you gotta tell me about the X-Mansion and Cerebro, and he puts little droplets in his neck. We get to see some pretty cool visuals, cause Professor X goes into Cerebro and shows off how many mutants and humans they are through different colors, and it is very cool. But if they were to put that in the MCU, then that would feel kind of oversaturated. Because if you have that many mutants and then that many humans, it's who isn't a mutant eventually? And it kind of detracts from the lesson or the story that we're supposed to be here together as people. Logan asks Xavier to just tell him where Logan comes from. And Xavier's like, no, you can figure it out on your own. Also, you're babysitting, because Xavier and Cyclops leave to go see Eric. Mystique breaks into Stryker's office and notices that he's trying to make Cerebro, do a rebuild or a remake. And she's like, how do I do this? And so she escapes, because the sister comes back. In Boston, Storm and Jean get to meet Nightcrawler, who is a German Catholic. And he's getting nervous and stuff, and they see the mark on his neck that Stryker gave to Magneto. Cyclops and Xavier go see Eric, and Eric tells Xavier about how Stryker came to the lab, and we get some dialogue that Xavier actually taught Stryker's son.
His son, Jason, was once a student of yours, wasn't he?
Yes, years ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to help him. At least not in the way that his father wanted.
And now you think that taking in the Wolverine will make up for your failure with Stryker's son.
Magneto hints to a war that's gonna happen, which will kind of happen in The Last Stand, but it's not gonna be cool or awesome. It's gonna be on an island. There's a really cool scene where the government raids the X-Mansion, and like you see all the kids running away. And Wolverine, he's jacked, man. He is so jacked, man.
You want to shoot me? Shoot me! Don't shoot him!
Not yet.
Stryker shows up and talks to Logan, and they have like a ominous foreshadow. Logan takes Cyclops' car and has Rogue, Bobby, and Pyro with him. And through this, Stryker breaks into Cerebro and like copies it down and takes a bunch of stuff. We see Stryker's son, who he's been experimenting on, and basically shows that Stryker enslaves mutants to do whatever he wants. The next scene is actually like very important to a lot of comic book fans. So Logan and the kids, they go to Bobby's house, and his parents come home, and he has to come out to them as a mutant, and it's very metaphorical and obvious that it's a metaphor on LGBT.
We just didn't realize
we still love you, Bobby. It's just this mutant problem is a little
What mutant problem?
complicated.
What exactly are you Professor of, Mr. Logan?
Art.
And like recently, after Deadpool came out and X-Men 97, people were like, X-Men gone woke. It's been woke since the 70s. Get with the times. It was talking about modern day issues. Well, yeah, it was talking about modern day issues. It was big back then, but not as big, and not a lot as many people talked about it back in 2003. So it's like very important to the people that needed that needed to have people that are like them in a metaphorical sense of way, and in a way technically too. It's just very nice to see something from 20 years ago that people didn't complain about, but if it happened now, very strong conservatives will probably like, it will either get thrown over their head, or they'll be like, it's woke. So yeah, Magneto breaks out of his plastic prison. It's actually like very graphic. Like, I'm surprised it's in a PG-13 movie, because he takes out the iron of a guy, because a couple seasons ago Mystique put a bunch of iron in him. So this scene was like really graphic, but it was also very cool to see him escaping.
Mr. Lorio, never trust a beautiful woman, especially one who's interested in you.
So Bobby's brother calls the police saying that there's a mutant, they won't leave. And Jean calls Logan, Jean's on her way. And the police show up, and they shoot Logan. They kill him, basically, kind of. And Pyro starts killing a bunch of cops because he's actually evil.
You know all those dangerous mutants you hear about on the news?
I'm the worst one.
Rogue stops him, and Logan comes back. Storm, Nightcrawler, and Jean get everybody to safety, and they fly off. Stryker's son keeps putting his mind into Xavier, and in the mind, he's in the X-Mansion, and a little mutant is telling him to go to Cerebro to kill all the mutants, because that's Stryker's plan. The jet is about to get blown up, so the X-Men have to team up and explode the explosives. That's when the X-Men meet Magneto, Mystique, and they have to team up together to find Xavier, save the kids, and kill Stryker. So Jean goes into Kurt's mind and finds out that Stryker holds his experiments there and like does tests on mutants. Mystique tricks Logan by being Jean Grey and making out with him. Is kind of weird. So one of the people that wants to stop Stryker goes in. They have to go in. So Logan decides to go in, but actually it's Mystique. Very crazy. And she turns into Stryker and lets the other X-Men in. So the X-Men, after they're all inside the building, split off. Logan goes to get Stryker, Storm, and Nightcrawler go for the children, and the others go get Cerebro and Xavier and the kid. Stryker tells his son to tell Xavier to start killing all the mutants, and so they start to do that. Cyclops, evil Cyclops, has a fight with Jean Grey, and it's so cool. Logan finds the thing he was in, where he was experimented on in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and they like talk about adamantium, which is where his bones is made of, and it's gonna be in Captain America: Brave New World. And he has a fight with Lady Deathstrike, and it's actually pretty cool. It's a very cool fight. The way it ends is also very gruesome. Like, it's kind of gross. My little sister is sitting next to me. She's like, that's disgusting. So all the mutants start to die, except Magneto, because he has the helmet, and he's like, alright, little kid, change your plans. We're gonna start killing all the humans. And that's what starts happening. All the humans in the world start dying. We get revealed stuff we're gonna learn in X-Men Origins Wolverine, that Logan agreed to be part of the Weapon X program. Storm and Nightcrawler teleport into Cerebro, and she starts to make it super windy and cold. And they get to find the professor, but the entire building explodes and the kid dies. Pyro goes with Magneto, Mystique to go to the third movie. Rogue flies the jet over to everybody, saves them. Everybody gets in the jet, and Logan gets to have his final words to Stryker, which is basically all explained in X-Men Origins, which is not a good movie.
I'll take my chances with him.
One day, someone will finish what I've started, Wolverine! One day!
So the ending of this movie has Jean Grey. She realizes, or everybody realizes, that the jet is gonna go underwater because it won't start. So she's like, I'll make it start. So she gets out and she's like, I'm gonna start using the Phoenix Force. And she reads the mind of Xavier and talks through him and tells Cyclops that it's gonna be okay. And then she dies, so she's done. The X-Men see the president and like give him Stryker's files. that they apparently didn't know about. Even if you watch X-Men Origins Wolverine, they actually do know about it, but we're gonna ignore that. The movie ends with the damaged dam and the Phoenix is under the water. Now this movie was pretty fun. Okay, I think it's better than the first one. And it's very, like, memorable. It sets up a lot of things that aren't going to be as good in the future, but the way they set it up is so grand. And if this was the third movie, they should have just done that. Dark Phoenix, just take the entire Dark Phoenix plot. I'm already getting angry because of the third movie. This one is amazing. In my rankings for what I've done so far, I have it at the very top because I've only done 3. Blade, X-Men, and Spider-Man. This one's at the very top. My ranking so far is X2, Spider-Man, Blade, and then the original X-Men. So, yeah. Hope you guys all enjoy your day. See you next time. Next review I am doing for this Marvel Multiverse recap is where can I find it? Oh my gosh. I've done so many movies that I have to rewatch. X-Men The Last Stand. So see you then. Bye.